So, if you want to design anything to do with stormwater drainage on a building site, including the roof gutters, you're going to need to know what the design rainfall is. So how do we find out what the rainfall is in our particular area? Well, every one of my programs has a drop-down list which will tell you what the rainfall is. However, if your site is not on the list, what do? Well, there's a link normally on the page somewhere. If you click on that, it will take you to this page. Scroll down, you can read through the blurb if you want, but just scroll down to where you see these links here. The one we want is this one, Intensity, Frequency and Duration Curves, IFD. Click on that, and that will take you to this site, which is the Bureau of Meteorology. We call it the BOM site, BOM. Click on the single point here, and that will take you to this page. So we need to fill in the latitude and the longitude. So how do we do that? Well, we go back to Google and we simply type in the coordinates of whatever town we're looking for. Let's say it's Dubbo. Top of the page up will come this. The first one is the latitude because it's degrees south. The next one is the longitude, degrees east. So we cut and paste each of those into that previous page like that. So I've already put them in here. And down here we put in the name of our town so we know what these details are referring to. We press submit. Press submit here, and that takes us to this page here. Now, here is the table of our rainfall requirements. So we are looking for the 5-minute duration on this side. Duration is very important because the longer a storm lasts, the less is going to be the average intensity. But for 5 minutes, it could bucket down. So this is the duration we take for everything to do with the building site under the Australian rules. So we come along here, and up here is the annual exceedance probability, expressed in a percentage. Now if we see like a 1%, 1% is 1 in 100, isn't it? So that means we've got a 1% chance of a 1 in 100 year storm occurring every year because it's the annual exceedance probability. So anything to do with box gutters and valley gutters, we need a 1% AEP, and that will be our design rainfall, 221 millimetres per hour. By the way, we must make sure we've got this orange screen in units millimetres per hour because sometimes it might come up in this screen, millimetres. This is how much rain in millimetres has fallen on our site. We don't need that. We want how many millimetres per hour, this one here. So now, if we're designing our eaves gutters, they're not as serious as a box gutter because if a box gutter overflows, it's going to do some damage. Whereas an eaves gutter overflows, the damage mightn't be so severe. So we can design for a 5% AEP, which is 5 in 100, right? Which is 1 in 20. So for an eaves gutter, we can design for a lesser storm that will only occur once every 20 years on average, or a 5% chance of occurring every year. How's that?